Why the summer of 77? What was so resonant about that particular moment in time?
I really felt like it's in my 20 years or so living in New York, looking back on all these moments in American history, it's like represents kind of the most decrepit moment of American civilization since the beginning of it, and it epitomized it in such a way that I think at its bottom so many incredible things came out of that moment, culturally, politically, historically, that I've always been fascinated by it. So I really laser beamed on it when I wanted to do a project that was in a singular location but make it about a bigger idea.
Banks just sent me the script, and it had been highly recommended by my agent. I hadn't seen Banks's first film, but I obviously saw it later and just thought, wow, he's really got a great vision. And then we had a fantastic conversation, and he showed me the lookbook and spoke in depth about the ideas of what he was trying to do, and it just was something I wanted to do.
I was sent it, and it came through on my phone. I was just about to plug my phone in because it was almost dead, and I was standing in my kitchen, and it came through, and I plugged I just saw, as I was plugging the phone in, I started reading it, and I was still standing there at the end, and I remember my husband coming in and saying, what are you doing? Because I was just standing there because it was having to charge, and I was riveted by it.
What did you do to evoke the feeling of 1977?
We had to capture the humidity. That was my first note, was to figure out how to do that in a way.
And it was December.
Yeah, we were shooting the dead of winter.
We were covered in Vaseline.
Yeah. It was just
every day.
Really challenging thing to do, and color palette was the second part of that equation. Was really kind of feeling this heavy layers of paint and dented plaster, and just every inch of the set was worked over to make it feel like that moment, and I go back and look at a lot of great 70s cinema too, and that putting it in that canon a little bit to try to...
What were some of your specific cinematic reference points?
Probably the most two important ones are Repulsion and the other Polanski apartment trilogy sort of piece, Rear Window, and more particularly Chantal Akerman's Jean Dumaine. And it's all set in one apartment for 3.5 hours, and it's just this most epic portrait of a woman I've ever seen. So those were the touchstones for me.
For me, June is someone that, well, she's shut herself in for a period of time now, and she's managed to make it work in such a way that she's in a comfort zone that she can handle. Things took place outside in the world that caused great damage to her soul and to others, and so she's made a great case for, okay, I'm going to lock myself up here, and this is how it has to work from this point forward. And I think anyone has probably experienced a level of anxiety or depression. She's going through that in an extreme way, and it's kind of exacerbated by the fact that she's got the bell ringing all the time, which is, in a way, a symbolic call of get yourself out there into the world. And then she's got these people that come in that she needs to facilitate, living. And then that gets to a point where that's just not working for her anymore, and she has to look inwards, and it takes connecting with one of the characters in order for her to get out of the way of herself.
Really, for me, it was the piece as a whole, and responding to June's character, and being a huge admirer of Naomi's, and wanting to be a part of helping to tell the story.